CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products, such as our can-can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American-made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to...
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Gary, good to see you. Gary here bright and early. Robin, good morning. Big Al, hello. Lori, hello. Pat, good to see you. Brian, hello. Danelle, hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing on this fabulous Wednesday? Hey, Kitty, Daniel, good morning. Ah, man, how is everybody? I want to get in a quick Proverbs here for you. As you're inviting people in, please invite them in so that we can get started. There's so much to talk about. Hey, Angels, good to see you. Kitty Lover. Love that name. Hey, Robin, good to see you. Can't say the whole time, but wanted to say, hey, okay, great. I'm glad that you dropped in. That's great. And thank you for inviting people in and retweeting this. Proverbs 16, the preparations of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirits. Commit your works to the Lord, and your thoughts will be established. Hey, Monique. The Lord has made all for himself, yes, even the wicked for the day of doom. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though they join forces, none will go unpunished. In mercy and truth, atonement is provided for iniquity, and by the fear of the Lord, one departs from evil. I'm going to stop right there. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for the hearts. Hey, Clint, so good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while. All right, where do we begin? Where do we begin? There's just like so much to talk about, so much BS that has been going on. Did everybody yesterday see the doctor? Good morning, Monique. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. Did everybody listen to what the doctor had to say in regards to President Trump's health? Yeah, not only, Robin, is he healthy, but he's in excellent health. He used the word excellent health. Hey, Richard, good to see you. Thank you for the super hearts. Hey, Josette, good day, my Sue. Just listened to you and Pastor Bill. Love it. Great, Josette, thank you. That was Josette listening to God's Views on Political News. If you didn't catch that yesterday, it's up on my SusanKnowles.com. What a joke. I would have walked out of that conference too, Pat. That was the most ridiculous press conference I've ever seen. Continued in the hard issues. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Bob. I mean, good gosh. Let's play. Welcome for your first day. He is great condition. We all knew this. A 71-year-old man that gets around better than anybody else that we know of. Horrible day in North Carolina. Why is that, Richard? But it was smart. Trump told him to answer all the questions. Absolutely. The only thing that was left off of what they asked was, how many times a day does he go to the bathroom? What does it look like? And is it okay? Anything to try to destroy Trump. Absolutely. He kept asking the same questions in different ways. Robin said she didn't see the doctor, but I read your article. Snowflakes are crying everywhere. Exactly, Robin. Hey, Nikolai, good morning. It was, really nasty snowstorms. Oh, great mental health. I don't know about you, but I saw what he had answered. Some of those questions were like, gosh, I don't know. Spatial relations, things like that. Hey, Mark. Are kind of difficult for a lot of people. Hey, Marianne. And he got, 30 out of 30. Now they want him to get on a scale. Now they even argued at, look what the doctor did. I saw this. The doctor said he was 6'3", so he wouldn't be obese. Why did they correct the, why is it different than what was on his medical records before? And somebody answered, because it was incorrect before and they corrected it. Thank you, Clint. Couldn't believe those questions. I know. President is in great shape. I was waiting for them to say, does he have sex with his wife? How many times? How do you know? Were you there? Honest to goodness, they should have been so embarrassed by what they did. Hey, Barbara, chasing your dog. ah, they need to back off. Now POTUS is up to the job. They won't leave, but you know that, right? I wrote an article about it at SusanKnowles.com. It was just ridiculous. Didn't ask Clinton about eating so much McDonald's. Didn't talk to Obama about his smoking. Did anybody? I think I heard it one time. I didn't hear the press come out when Obama had his physicals. Nobody came out and dissected his physicals. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Wonderful news. Can you imagine what McDonald's lovers and people in real dementia are in now? The journalists were absolutely pathetic, to think this is what they're concerned about. Yeah, and they're not even concerned about it. Lefts might say the doctor has mental problems. Of course. This doctor was the doctor for Obama. He may have been the doctor for Bush's. I don't know. But, here's the guy, and he's absolutely right. As a psychotherapist, when people would come to me, what I would do is that I would if let's say, for example, they're seeing a psychiatrist, I would see them once a week. I was able to tell the psychiatrist if their behavior changed, even once a week. This guy sees Trump every single day, and it's often 3 times a day. If something were happening to his mental stability, he would be probably the first to know it. Love said that to Trump, told him to say all that. Yeah, exactly. Unbelievable. Yeah, a guy is going to come out, risk his medical license and his reputation by giving a false report. These people, if they said anything like that, they're so crazy. They're the ones that need the mental exam. Seriously. That was embarrassing. Hey, Mrs. Vaughn, how are you? Nobody should care if Trump is obese. Well, it's a valid question about being obese and if there are any problems, hardening of the artery, heart issues, things of that nature. That's fine. But when the guy says, hey, he's on cholesterol medication, he's going to lose 15 pounds, I'm going to help him do that, that should have been enough. Can't even stand to watch those press conferences anymore. It's ridiculous. I wish they would stop them. They need to go back to their S-holes and not worry about our president. I know, Clint. Exactly. Hey, Marlene, good to see you. We're Admiral born in 67, Texas A&M grad. I believe that. Well, of course, Barbara. I don't even care where he came from. This guy has been the doctor for other presidents. Did you see President Taft? What's that, Alexis? Oh, you mean, did I I thought you were saying something about, seeing him now. Yeah, of course, nobody cared. I don't even think those people got physicals back then. Not necessarily. The doctor came from Walter Reed, one of the best hospitals in the world. I had my first child there. They are excellent. I'm sure POTUS is much healthier than the majority of those. I even saw people, you heard the doctor say, somebody said, does he take something to sleep? And he said, I get him to do that when we're traveling, like going from one country to the next. I get him to take a sleeping pill, at times. I suggest that. And I suggest that for everyone because he needs to have that longer sleep because for jet lag and all that. And then people were coming out, oh my gosh, she's taking sleeping pills. Yeah, most people didn't know that Roosevelt was paralyzed. Yeah, his wife ran the country for a while. The press didn't reveal it either. President Taft got stuck in the shower. He was so fat, or the bathtub. Hey, stranger, how are you? It's just absolutely, they're just obsessed. Yeah, by their standards, we are all obese. Exactly, Barbara. And are they taking pills? Yeah, we didn't dissect them and what they're, and he said we're going to do exercises and all that. Well, that wasn't enough for them. Well, what do you mean? And one woman, does that mean there's going to be an elliptical in his bedroom or next to the door? Will there be a treadmill? What does that mean? What is that any of your business? Why does that matter? Here's what matters to you, press. The fact that he's obese, okay, I gotcha. He needs to, do whatever. His doctor says he's already taken care of that issue. We're going to try to get him to lose 10 to 15 pounds. We're going to have better food cooked for him in the White House. We're going to do an exercise program. That's all you need to know. You needed to walk on after that, but you couldn't do it. because you wanted to get down to every minute, ridiculous detail. Hey, Renee, walking down the long hall is enough. Hey, Cully, 15 pounds is not obese. I think in his range, he may be he's overweight. Does he brush his teeth? Exactly. And if he brushes his teeth, what kind of toothpaste does he use? Can't believe they ask about his weight. Can't believe they ask about his waist measurement. I can. I'm surprised they didn't ask other questions. Pelosi and Waters probably take dementia meds. I don't know, Daniel. I really don't know. No, they really don't care about the president's health, right? They're looking for something to push their false narrative. Yes, and all they're trying to do, Monique, even beyond that, is just put it out in front of the public eye so that you hear something about his health and his weight, and if you don't really listen very closely, you may think that there's something wrong. Hey, Robin, good to see you. If the doc says he's in great shape, into the press conference. I loved him saying he's fit now, and if he wants to run another 4 years, he'll be fit then. And it was like, oh, what do you mean? How do you know? Oh. They will never stop trying to bring him down. Hillary is truly sick, and they didn't say anything. Exactly. Hey, Hassan. And it was so ridiculous. I mean, Hillary she did. She passes out in front of the truck and has to be pushed into the van. And, I mean, come on. Sanjay Gupta trying so hard to trip up the doctor. Yeah, Robin, he was. And I could see, I've never heard him in a press conference before. He's probably never been there before. He wanted to be a doctor who was going to challenge the other doctor. And there was nothing for him to challenge him on. For the doctors helped, he said. He said something, there was a team of like 12 people there, Barbara. I mean, it was 4 hours long, and there was a group of 12 people. They're mad because he's better a golfer but Private Barry. Yeah, exactly. And the thing of it is, somebody even asked the question, should he be playing so much golf? Come on. The obese scale, almost everybody would be overweight. Exactly, Cully. Unbelievable. Unbelievably embarrassing questions. And, I'll tell you what. Was the highlight of my day. The highlight of my day. I guess Stephen Hawking shouldn't be listened to. Yeah, exactly. Media was wetting themselves excitement about Dr. Gupta would trip him up. I know, Robin. It was so pathetic. Spencer said Hillary uses benzoids in public when the smell of booze would give her away. She's always been an angry drunkard. Spencer said press should be ashamed of themselves. Marianne, yes. Wait, he needs to play more golf to exercise. Exactly, Barbara. And then somebody asked him, is golf an exercise? Yeah. I mean, you ask some of those golfers and they'll tell you it is. You said that right when I popped in. Hey, Beck. Not to mention CNN's Dr. Gupta wants to know if he's mentally sound. Oh, wants to know if he's mentally sound. They are the sick ones. Yes. Oh, I love Melania too. Honestly, I'm really surprised I didn't get into his sex life. I really am. I love Pence. I really like the doctor's demeanor, great bedside personality. I loved it when he said, he's like, well, why, if he eats McDonald's, does he look like that? Well, I guess just good genes, Yes. There you go. There you have it. And they want to know, does he have dentures? What does that have to do with running the office of the president, whether you have dentures or not? None of your business. None of your business. He should get a medal for being cool under fire. Yes. I'm sure he's used to it, Pat. I mean, but to ask questions about dentures, and my gosh, and I guess he's never smoked and he's never had alcohol. Why God made him, good line. I know, the way God made him, that was so great, Barbara. And those people, I'm sure at the time, just went, collective. Hey, Debbie, good to see you. Just wanted to embarrass him. That's right, Julia. Exactly. And he's like, well, why did he slur his words? Practically crying at the end. He's like, well, probably right now, talking a lot. I need some water too. Gosh, the man needed some water, and you'd think that it was something really horrible. I think, and then asking a question, is he going to go under sedation when he has a colonoscopy? Well, I don't know. Why don't you go there and be with him, and you could be side by side getting your colonoscopy at the same time. We'll ask you what you're doing. Hey, Veritas. Asking about the colonoscopy. Hey, Susie. Democrats need to take that cognitive exam and see if they get a 30-30. Yeah, I don't think they would, Cully. I'm sitting here amazed at all this over his health. I don't recall Obama had the scrutiny. He didn't, Danielle. They didn't ask him anything. They mentioned one thing about his cigarette smoking, and that was it. No, he cannot go. You said, is my understanding. Is that right? Oh, he can go under. And see what they wanted to say about that with the colonoscopy is, oh, well, when he's under, that means that Vice President Pence is in charge, right? Yeah, and when he wakes up, the president's in charge. What's that question for? Are you hoping he dies on the operating table so you can stop with your Amendment 25 BS and your impeachment stuff? People, that was so bad. So bad. So embarrassing. Gosh. What was your highlight of the day? My highlight of the day yesterday, Pat, when was Jim Acosta from CNN was sitting there during the briefing when President Trump was with the guests, and he was saying, do you want people to come in from different places? And then he said, yeah, I want people to come in from all over. This is what President Trump was saying. And then he says, well, would that just be the Caucasians or the white people? And President Trump calmly looked at him and said, out. Oh, God. Julia, that made my day. That was so great. I had to watch that clip over and over. And Jim, the little look on his face. Oh gosh, you told me to get out. Jim, I'm sure you've heard that so many times that was nothing new for you. Oh, my gosh, that was so great. That so made my day. Yeah, America's for white immigrants, too. I mean, good Lord. Hey, Brian. That was fantastic. Just retweeted that. I know. Closed the door on the exit. And the woman who was in the room said, okay, thank you, Jim. They should bar that guy, take his press credentials away from him. Don't let him back in a press conference. He's an embarrassment to himself. I would love to see them block Acosta. I would too, Pat. I would absolutely love to see them do that. Hey, Tom. Yeah, let's call for that. Call for him being barred. Banned from the press conferences. You don't get to go, Jim. Go back to your office, sit there, and maybe you won't get in anybody's way, including your own. They can't stand that he's mentally stable and in good shape for his age. I know, Robin. He's probably in better shape than most of those people in the room. And you heard what the doctor said. He said, my gosh, when all of us are beaten, we want to end the day. We've had enough. We just can't wait to get back to our rooms practically. I think it's on my timeline. I'm sure it is, Danielle. If you just go down my timeline, you'll see it. But he said, he keeps going. No, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to go here. And like the rest of the people who are in their 40s and below, and 50s, they're like, gosh, we just want to rest. And President Trump's like, no, we got more to do. Come on. He sleeps 4 to 5 hours a night. And for the press, that was a problem. Oh, my gosh, 4 to 5 hours a night. Is that good? Well, isn't that horrible? Shouldn't he stop doing that? Yeah, let's make him go to bed at 8 o'clock and make him stay in bed and sleep all night. We'll give him sleeping pills every single night. How's that? Would you like that? Then you'll have something to complain about. Unbelievable. Unbelievably embarrassing. And I tell you what else was unbelievably embarrassing. I know. Well, when you're 70, it's great. And you know what? They said he's been doing that his whole life, 4 to 5 hours. About what most of us get thanks to Periscope. Exactly. They ask if he watches too much TV. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's a great businessman. You don't get there without hard work. Exactly, Lee. Everything that he's about is everything that they hate. Trump's in better shape than the reporters. Exactly. They would say what happens if you give him a sleeping pill, something happens. I know. I function on 6 hours just fine. Me too, Marianne. Good morning, Jackie. How are you, Jacqueline? A lot of geniuses don't sleep long hours. No, they don't. He thrives in this. He does, Alexis, and he's the perfect person for this position. He really is. Obama would get up. They would say he would get into the office around 10, and then he would leave around 4 or 5. Okay, great. And even with that little amount of work, he did a lot to screw up the country. So, come on. I loved it. That was epic, Monique said. I know, that was great. And okay, so yesterday, what was another part-timer, if that, yeah. He was whining about how Trump treated him, saying he's never seen anything like this in the White House, but maybe if Acosta would stop acting like a child, he wouldn't have to be scolded. Yeah, I don't think Monique, I don't think he can stop acting like a child because he's been too long like this. I mean, he is very childlike. And again, what I really dislike about him is how he tries to like, well, sir, pardon me, sir. Well, sir, would you like this? And yes, ma'am. And like, oh, I'm so sweet, and it's so disingenuous. If he just came out and said, Mr. President, it seems like, and just be confrontational. Quit being passive aggressive. I can't stand that. I'm a chronic insomniac. I only sleep between 2 and 5 hours a day, Debbie said. My folks are shocked by what's happening. I imagine my parents, if they were still alive, they would be absolutely appalled by what they're seeing. Wait, though, the press said he golfed every day. Did they lie? We know he does not. Exactly, Barbara. Another exaggeration by the press. They're doing that for a reason. They're doing everything they do for a reason, right? I mean, Pat, all they want to do is make President Trump look bad in any way they can. And the thing of it is, he can't look bad. He hasn't done anything bad. He's doing everything well. Yeah, is he human? Yes, he is human. I would like to follow these reporters around for a day and see how many times they screw up. Beck said she needs 8 to 10 hours of sleep. I can't sleep that long. He's golden, Barbara said. Yep, he is. Even on the weekends, I've tried to sleep in, can't do it. I heard he takes a golf cart instead of walking. No, Lori, say it isn't so. Costa is a racist. Trump will not tolerate their whiplashing of the race card. Spencer said. Acosta acts like a toddler in preschool. I know. Let's not insult the preschool toddlers, though. Right, Jackie? Oh, my gosh. So another embarrassing individual was Cory Booker. Okay. First of all, Cory Booker has Betty Davis eyes. And the more I saw him with that facial expression and those bulging eyes yesterday, all I could think of, and I kid you not, all I could think of was Jerry Lewis, comedian Jerry Lewis, when he used to play, just this spaz of a guy saying, hey, lady, hey, lady. That's the only thing I could see. Sorry. He was absolutely rude to the DHS secretary. He is bonkers. I said he needs a Snickers bar and some acting lessons. Hey, Marnie, your dad would be livid. I know. There's a lot of great memes on Booker on Twitter now. Hilarious. Hello, Toothly. He is a drama queen. Jerry Lewis. I know. I'm telling you. Hey, lady. But I mean, such a feigned. Oh, I'm so feigned offended. She looked terrified. No, she looked. There was at one point where she kind of rolled her eyes when he's like, I want to finish up or whatever. And then he had the gall, the audacity to say that she was complicit in her silence. Well, you shut her up. You wouldn't let her speak there. I can't sleep without a sleeping pill. Ever since I had my last child and found out I had thyroid disease, I've had to take them. If I don't, I wake up 5 to 6 times a night, Robin said. Oh, yeah, reclaiming my time. He was a jerk. He is worse than Kamala Harris, and that's hard to beat. Never could figure what he was mad about. He doesn't know what he's mad about either, Barbara. All he wanted to do was get up there. It's like, oh, it's my first day, and I'm going to be in my theatrics waiting for his Oscar. He and probably Maxine Waters got together and they read lines together before the meeting. He's going to be running for president. I think so, Marlene. And so is Harris. And I mean, good Lord, if that doesn't tell you, maybe you should go in for a checkup about instability. I mean, come on. He did. That's not what I meant, Cully. Oh my gosh. That was just, that was amazing. And if you're a Democrat and you're proud of that, oh my gosh. Okay. But I think, and he was like, oh, I want to thank you so much for letting me be on this committee. It's like, wow. It's like watching Sally Fields get an award. They like me. They really like me. Except, Booker, we don't like you. We don't really like you at all. You're a jerk. You really are. Your behaviors are jerk-like. You have to admit. Now, another embarrassment today. Cory's terribly rude and pathetic. He uses abusive tactics and only cared about using excessive force with his questions, Monique said. Yeah. So another embarrassment to the Republican Party this morning was Jeff Flake. Did anybody watch Jeff talk this morning? That was disgusting. If you're a Dem and you're in favor of him, I feel for you. No kidding, Richard. But don't forget, the Dems also like Hillary. That's true, Debbie. So much disrespect for the position, Pat said. Pat, so you watched. Yeah, he didn't want an answer, Monique. He just wanted to spout off. Lori, it was disgusting. And you know, what he did was, when he was talking, he had a lot of stuttering, kind of like flubbing every other word. You do that when you know that what you're saying is either BS or is not going to be well received. And what happened was, I saw two hearts the whole time, and the rest were the angry symbols. People were just disgusted by him. Flake needs another nose job. Cully said Flake needs to go back to Snowflake. He needs to leave early. He needs to shut up. Well, Pat, but you're nervous when you're saying something you know it's not going to be well received, or it's a lie. He is sick. Yeah, well, I call him John McCain Jr. He took over where John McCain left off. It's exactly what he did. And he was it was insulting to listen to him talk. Yep, that's right. You can't fix ugly, Richard. He was just, and there's no such thing as fake news, and the president, blah, blah, blah. It was just, I couldn't even take it. The flakes out, yep. I'm sorry, Jeff Flake, Danielle. We were talking about Jeff Flake this morning. He was just disgusting. And of course, right after, a Democrat got up and said, "Oh, I want to applaud my fellow senator for taking that stance, and I'm going to go ahead and start talking about it now too." Very disgusting. I could tell it was hard for him to talk with a straight face. Yeah, I want to know who paid him, to go out there and say that. Who got together with him and said, "You know what? Hey, it'll be good for you if you go out and do this." I'm wondering, is he going to, when he leaves office, he's going to go work for CNN? Because it sounds like that he's trying to vie for that position right now. That would be my guess, because what he was saying had nothing to do with Republicans. We all need to have Trump's back. Absolutely, Pat. Absolutely. Yeah, I think he's going to go to CNN or MSNBC. The devil, Alexa said. No, but I saw your response on Gab. What did he do? Robin, what didn't he do? All he did was talk down about the president, totally attack the president, practicing for his new reporter job. Exactly. Time to fight more than ever, Barbara said. Yep. Didn't always will pay. Oh, Pat. I was going to say, what? Pay what, Beck? Flake is a moron. I see fake news constantly on Facebook. I know. Come on. He talked about, how President Trump talked about how many people were there at the inauguration. He's still talking about that. Even President Trump has kind of stopped talking about that. But Flake, no, he had to keep talking about it. I just don't understand why he felt the need to come out and say this today. And of course he mentioned about, the awards are coming out today and how bad that was. I'm not even sure that President Trump's going to do that. It may have been something that he said just to get the left all excited. I knew I forgot something this weekend, Gab. There you go. So, they just get more and more excited all the time, no matter what he does. So, unbelievable. You probably heard the breaking news that came out that Steve Bannon yesterday, he went in and he talked to the House Intel Committee. It was 10 hours long, they said. It's a joke, or Sarah will do it. No, Sarah can't do it, Barbara. There's a rule, ethics committee. She might be in trouble for doing it, so I don't think she's going to do it. Some people say that she could be in trouble. Bannon reportedly refused to answer a lot of the questions. Hey, Amber, and citing executive privilege. And they were saying that the executive privilege that he was citing wasn't even the law. So he was kind of like making up a new executive privilege, but he wasn't answering the questions. He said he would only answer questions about the Trump campaign. He wasn't going to talk about the transition team or the time that he was in the White House. Now, when he was in the White House, that time, there's a lot of things that he can say executive privilege on, and that they'll have to respect that. But otherwise, he should have had to answer those questions. He said he's only going to respond to those questions when speaking to Mueller. Now, Mueller, they have a thing out this morning saying that Bannon has agreed to speak to Mueller. Well, yeah, he did, because Mueller subpoenaed him, and he was going to subpoena him before the grand jury. But Leave the joking to me, Wayne said. He was going to subpoena him before the grand jury, but now they've made a deal that he's going to speak to Mueller, not in front of the grand jury at this time. So really, it's a non-issue. The only real issue here for the news is that Mueller's not going to make him go before the grand jury right now. That's the big news. Not that Bannon's going to speak to Mueller, not that Bannon's going to do it voluntarily, not, whatever. None of that really matters because it isn't true what they're saying. Or should I say it's just not accurate? Maybe that's it. Ugh, the news, my gosh, I hate it. All right, so in other news, will he take the fifth? He says, Pat, that he's going to talk to Mueller and tell him everything. I don't know if that means anything in the White House. I'm just not sure. The issue is Bannon was the leaker and is self-important. Exactly, Barbara. I think so, too. And all they want is to find out if there's anything about Trump. That's all anybody wants anyway. They should be looking into what Bannon did and if he violated any laws. And maybe they will. Maybe they will in front of Mueller. But I think that Bannon is probably pretty smart. Or will he drink a fifth? Alexis said. Think by his face he's already taken the fifth, Barbara said. Right, but it's okay for Bannon to ignore his so-called executive privileges when talking to the author of the book and not lawmakers or people who uphold the laws of our land. Yeah, I know, Monique. Hey, Carmen. Carmen's back. I switched over to Facebook. Twitter keeps telling me the broadcast's not available and kicking me out, Jacqueline said. Oh, that's really good. If you could go ahead and retweet this and invite your followers. Jacqueline is saying that Twitter is and everything's telling her that the broadcast isn't available. So I want to see if other people come in and see that. Better to refuse to answer, take the Hillary, and not recall than to lie, Spencer said. Absolutely. Thank you, Julia and Barbara and Tom. Thank you for inviting people. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how if my numbers happen to go above a certain thing, they really ramp it down for me. So I guess they just don't want me to build followers. Must be doing something right. He's enjoying his 5 minutes of fame. Isn't it almost over? Oh, they reported you, Barbara said. Yeah, it'd be hard to report me for anything. I try not to break any rules. I'm just too popular. There you go, Pat. That must be it. We got an ask, were you abuse? Oh, really? Did you talk about True Pundit on Benghazi? I don't really follow True Pundit, Amber. I know everybody else really loves True Pundit. True Pundit, a lot of times, he goes to the news and he gets a lot of stuff that's already been reported. Which is fine. I do the same thing. I go and I gather information. And sometimes he has information on his own. So, yeah, probably those hiding in the shadows, Barbara. Yeah, I don't know anything about it, Amber. If you want to talk about it, I can check it out. As I said, I don't really follow people. I try to do my own research. I'll maybe pick up something that he said, but I'll go and check it out elsewhere. That's always a good thing to do. Just don't take somebody's word for it. Don't even take my word for it. Yeah, Jeff Flake. Yeah. Okay, so in other news, the University of Texas, a left-wing student group, is calling for Law Enforcement Incineration Day. They posted photos of police officers, hey Shannon, on fire. Now, here's the thing. It's called verified info. Here you go. A spokesperson said the group was not affiliated with the university, and that's the University of Texas in Austin. So, yeah, Barbara, they're not affiliated with the school, supposedly, but somehow they're broadcasting and putting things on the school as if they are part of the school. So, hopefully they can do something to stop that account. That's a problem to many who don't do their own research. Exactly, Tom. Exactly. And that's why it's so important to do, because you don't want to take people's word for it. Find him and arrest him. Austin, that says it all, Marlene said. Frats would get kicked off for that. Exactly, Barbara. They would. I'm headed to Austin right now. Sorry, Wayne. Sorry to hear that. But again, they're not associated with the University of Texas in Austin. They're just kind of using that platform somehow. I don't know if they've hacked it or what they're doing. You're the only one I trust with the news, Robin said. Thank you, Robin. Now, the DOJ is going to appeal the lower district court ruling regarding staying the DACA policy for now. They're going to seek a ruling from the Supreme Court before even getting a ruling from the appellate court. They're going to try to go straight to the Supreme Court for that. Hey, Everyday Apple Pro, how are you? You're going to go get them, Wayne? Okay. So that's good that they're going to appeal that. And they really have to, because if they don't, then it's going to look like that they're complicit with it. That's not a good thing. The DHS secretary yesterday, Christian Nielsen. Can I call you Gabe? I can. Thank you. I will try to remember that. Remind me, Gabe, if I don't remember that, would you please? Because the more often you're in here, the more I remember your name. But with a lot of people coming in, sometimes if I don't see you for a while, I forget. Can you really believe all this BS is going on in California? Yeah. Hey, Ed, how are you? The DHS secretary said there was a report. She said that nearly 3 out of 4 individuals coming to this who were convicted of international terrorism charges in the U.S. were foreign born. Another reason to vet people well and to monitor who comes in here. Hi, Patricia. It just backs the president more and more. So are you a new California, Susan? Yes, I am, Marlene. And I'm hoping that will go through. I will back that. But I don't know, because you have to, from what I'm seeing so far, is that they have to get the state legislature and the Congress to go along with it. That's going to be the hard part. I mean, if you're ruled by the Democrats like we are here in California, they're not going to agree to that. Susan, did you hear anything about a false alert in Japan yesterday? Yes, Pat. I talked about it briefly on my another show, God's Views on Political Views. Don't know if you or anyone can answer. What's your question, Ed, on Periscope? Here's what happened in Japan. You know, you remember in Hawaii when they sent out that false report about a ballistic missile coming in. Japan, about the next day, the same thing happened in Japan. The exact same thing. Only it took them minutes just to say, no, sorry, that accidentally sent that out. And I think what they did is they sent it around to everybody's phone app that there was a ballistic missile from North Korea headed towards Japan. It was the exact same thing that happened in Hawaii. What does it mean to be a super broadcaster? A super broadcaster typically is somebody who has broadcasts and they get a lot of followers, and they put them in a what do you call it? Like they get a special recognition. Like they'll carry their show because they're getting a lot of people watching them, and so they make them a super broadcaster. Yeah, I'm a super broadcaster, and just in a different way. Thank you for the super hearts, Barbara. You thinking they are testing our readiness? Beck, I think, yes. I really think that Hawaii and Japan both were sort of going along with maybe the president saying, let's get prepared, let's see how prepared we are, and they accidentally hit the wrong button. I know other people think differently. I'm thinking Pat said, deport illegals and return refugees to safe zones when ISIS is pretty much gone, Patricia said. The person in Japan that did it probably got shot. The one in Hawaii got promoted. Yeah, the one in Hawaii, Tom, got reassigned. I don't know what that means. Yep, at the halfway point, Gary. So, yeah, it's just odd that it happened. Better to donate at SusanKnowles.com so she gets the money during her lifetime. Exactly, Robin. Oh, there's a little donate button there if you'd like to donate. If you understand Hawaii, you would understand. And I don't, Alexis, but I get what you're saying there. I do have a friend who lives in Hawaii. I'm thinking no way that button could be pushed without total intention. Yeah. Wow, is that a large black microphone? It is. You don't have envy, do you, Ed? A lot of people who come in and talk about the microphone have some point of envy on purpose. Yeah, you think so? Mexico with money. There you go, Alexis. It was a mistake. Yeah. I think in Hawaii it was a mistake. I know, the microphone. Woo! Ooh, that's the first microphone notice of the year. 5 steps to confirm no accident. Is it Michigan woman said? Hawaii is the same state that has a judge that tries to block all of America's progression. Yep, I use a lapel pin myself. Well, good for you, Ed. I have other things, but I have a system, a sound system that goes to YouTube, and that's what I have to use. The USA seems unprepared for an attack. I don't know, Patricia. Oh my gosh, the payment you get per show, you deserve 100%. Oh, what you get, what you get here. Thank you so much, Beck. Thank you. Get over the microphone, people. Robin said. He was reassigned to the Earthquake Notification Center, Spencer said. And they worry about the president with the nuclear button. I mean, come on. So funny yesterday. I know, Beck. It was local civil defense section, includes Pacific Rim. Washington wasn't notified. Yeah, I kind of more look at it was an accident. I know some people say it was a false flag, whatever. Mike nearly as big as CNN. There you go. But I do better things with it, though, Lee. It was Hawaii. That Mike picks you up great, though. That's the main thing. Thank you, Ed. Susan, I enjoy your broadcast when I catch you. Thank you, Richard. We enjoy you being here. Hi, Nice Guy 101. The electrical grid is a concern. That's a concern to me, Patricia, especially in California. Hey, respectful lady. Hey, nice guy. How are you? No, they were doing a drill with the military. Danielle said, me too. Me too. Pat said, love your scope, Susan. Thank you, Lee. Much safer to agree with the meme. Oh, my gosh. What was your news about Flake today? Shannon, you have to go back and hear the replay. Same here. Grid is too vulnerable. Hope you're having a great day. I am nice guy. I hope you are too. What are your thoughts on the net neutrality debate, Susan? Gary, like I said, I want it. You love my background. Thank you. Net neutrality, I want it the way it was before Obama changed it. Just so, leave it on. You are one sharp lady. Thank you, Michigan woman. Short version, oh yeah. There you go, Marlene. That gave Shannon a short version. That's a good short version. Now, the Gateway Pundit is reporting that a former high-level CIA agent, Kevin Shipp, says that the deep state wants to take the president out. Aren't you concerned about terrorism on social media platforms? Not really. Thank God for Tom Cotton. Might as well roll it straight into the trash can. Mass amnesty far beyond DACA. Fake border security. No end to chain migration. I love that. He was tweeting out about the Senate proposal coming out. I know, not my president. I love Tom Cotton in his response. Put it right in the trash. Not going to work. They wanted to give amnesty, I think, in 12 years. So I think that would be a threat to the President Trump. Yeah, anything without a tiny bit of regulation doesn't seem safe for me, even the press. Nice guy. You can't worry about everything, People are very emotional. I have God on my side. I hope you have God on yours as well. Shipp has done some great talks. Yeah. Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, I'm hoping today that the House tells the Senate, you can forget it. We're not going to give you amnesty. I think they said amnesty after 12 years. So it's like, you can forget that. We're not giving, I don't know about you, but amnesty's not the deal for me. I'm trying to believe in God for years now. I fake it. Don't fake it. Just make it nice. Talk to God. Ask him to change your heart. That's all you have to do. We'll pray for you. I hope they tell the Senate to shove it, Robin says. Pretty much, Robin. Other scopes, even original scopes like Yo Pickle, are not seeing as many trolls. That's good. In response to terrorism on the internet, military families are told not to post about their soldiers. Yeah, Marty, that's been going on for a long time. They're telling them that's been years about that. Because they don't want people to know where the military is. Periscope working, that's good. Now, another ex-CIA officer was arrested last night at JFK. Working fine for you? Yep, fine for me too. He was suspected of being a mole for China. He was arrested at JFK last night. Have military friends who cannot Facebook. Exactly. Too much personal info gets posted. His name was Jerry Chun Xing Li, 53, a resident of Hong Kong. He worked for the CIA from 1994 to 2007. They have gotten him for illegally retaining classified documents and records, including notebooks that contain names of CIA assets and top secret CIA activities. He was also an Army veteran. His name is what? Yeah. Uh, I said it as best as I could. Okay. He's suspected of helping China dismantle U.S. spying operations and identifying informants. And sadly, over a dozen CIA informants were killed or imprisoned by the Chinese government. And so it looks like they're thinking that he had something to do with that. Whatever the left gives on DACA, limiting chain migration, will only be repealed later on by them. Yeah, probably, Spencer. No egg roll for you. I know. No soup for me. No amnesty, no chain or lottery migration. Enforce E-Verify and end birthright citizenship. I agree, Patricia, but I don't think we're going to get the birthright citizenship ended. Exactly what everybody wants, but, well, everybody on the right, I don't think we're going to get that. There was an illegal immigrant in California on trial for killing a sheriff's deputy. He started ranting in court yesterday, saying, I wish I had killed more of the MFers. I will break out soon and I will kill more. There's no need for a effing trial. His wife is also charged. She says he was abusive and often used drugs. He's from Mexico. He repeatedly entered the U.S. illegally. His wife is an American citizen. His defense is trying to say this is another reason to show you that he's not mentally competent to stand trial. Yep, death penalty, that will solve it. Did you hear about Eric Bolling having his Twitter account hacked? Yes, and also Greta Van Susteren wanting to hack the president's Twitter account. Yep. I want them to have to get citizenship. He needs a 20... Nah, we don't need a border. Yeah, exactly, Pat. We don't need no stinking border. Yeah, we need a border. We needed it yesterday. Dreamers gone wild, Cully said. How about the Chinese birthing hotels in USA for citizenship? Yep. Closed a couple of them down, Patricia. Been rumors about that in California for a long time, and they finally cleared that out. Ann Curry from the Today Show, which used to be on, I think she left in 2012. She said there was a climate of verbal harassment at NBC, that sexual harassment was the culture of NBC, and that NBC knew about Lauer's behavior and did nothing about it. Want them to serve 8 years military to get to stay, Barbara said. Yeah, that would be nice. There's a veteran, Army veteran. He calls himself deplorable vet. Gotta run, my friends. Be safe. You too, Pat. See you tomorrow. Hope you come back tomorrow. He's offered to take Maxine Waters' place, her seat, if she doesn't want to go to the State of the Union address. He said he wants to attend and thank the president. His name is Ricky Taylor. So if you see his tweet, and I have it on my timeline, retweet it. Let's get him there. Let's get him in Maxine Waters' seat. That would be great. Let the veteran go there. Let him thank the president. He follows you goodly. What are you from, baby? What are you from, baby? I'm for the death penalty in these cases. Too many are killing our people and getting by with it. I know, Robin. Now, North Korea and South Korea are going to march together at the Winter Olympics under one flag. What do you feel about that? I know. What are your thoughts about that? Are you happy about that? Sad about that? Angry about it? Okay with it? What are your thoughts about North Korea and South Korea marching together? Carmen says scared. Barbara likes it. Open borders mean more death. Hey, Mike. Brilliant. Fill the empty seats with the vets. Exactly. That may be a mess, Richard said. Won't please my dad. Bogus move while we keep working on nukes. Spirit of the games, Barbara said. I think they should send vets in the places of anyone who boycotts State of the Union. Agreed, Tom. Absolutely agreed. Spencer said it's wrong. Robin said it's just wrong. 4 years of service would do coupled to 4 year probation period afterwards with citizenship, in my humble opinion, Spencer said. However, leniency for PTSD and TBI issues would need to be in place as well. Semantics about Korea. Yeah, I don't see. I know it's all in the spirit of the games. I get that, but it's for me. It's not. It's not reality. Not the fault of Olympians. That's true, but it's also it's not true. South Korea and North Korea aren't together. They're not under one flag. They're not together as people. So why, what's the visual all about? Marlene said it's BS. I kind of agree. I see no benefit for it other than, some visual thing that they want you to, false sense of security. I'm suspicious, Robin said. Mike said false sense of security. It just makes no sense to me. So that's what's going to be done. Under which flag? Yeah, that's a good point, Nikolai. I don't know which flag. How many of them do not live in their countries training here or Russia? Barbara said. It means nothing, Marlene said. My dad, a Korean vet, said it's a really wicked country. Yeah, white flag of surrender, Mike said. South Korea people have a life, North Korea people have no life. Exactly. I'm hoping that some of those people in North Korea defect while they're there, but I'm sure that they will be under 24-hour surveillance and won't have a possibility. I think North Korea is up to no good with South Korea. Could be, Monique. Vets in full uniform sitting in Congress seats, clapping for the president. Bob, that would be so great. I would love that. Yeah, that's a good question about which flag is going to be flown. Hey, Faye. I don't know if it's going to be South or North Korea. South Koreans eat lots of dogs. One-to-one security detail. Exactly. Probably so, Mike. Richard said, yes, South Korea would like to have peace with the North. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen. Usually look forward to Olympics, but thinking there will be kneelers. Exactly, Julia. You know there will be. Be a disgraceful display. MLK will be so disgusted to see how Representative John Lewis is behaving. Ugh. I don't even know if Lewis knows who he is. In Hawaii, we have to watch our black dogs. Why is that, Alexis? Yeah, I'm not watching, I'm telling you these days, I'm not watching much sports at all. I mean, even basketball is going crazy, with what I told you yesterday about the Clippers and the Rockets. Favorite food? That's disgusting. Always just disrespect where we are. Exactly, Richard. Asia's like, yeah, when we had people that came over from Vietnam in the 70s and in San Diego, and they started eating dog here, and they were quickly told that we don't do that here, and they're not going to be allowed to do that. I hate dog eating by foreign countries. Yeah, I don't know how you would even do that. Watch Vegas Knights hockey. It's great. Marianne said. I'm not watching any sports, Robin said. Very hard to defect from North Korea. Only the military is allowed near the border. Floating out on a log is a no-go. Well, we're talking about, Spencer, when they come to the Olympics together. Be glad when baseball starts again. I love Winter Olympics especially. We'll be sad if they ruin it. I know, Julia. It will be sad, but I can imagine when an American gets the gold medal, one of them's got to have to take a knee. Watch the dog comment, my dog is hiding now. Aw, Wayne, I know. The Olympics are the only thing I ever go out of my way to watch on TV. Well, Spencer, hopefully it won't get ruined for you. Because that wouldn't be good. Let's see. Marco Rubio is actually supporting President Trump's wall. So that's good news. Not getting any flack for it yet. Maybe just because too many other people are running out and getting flack. Wait, did we talk about the Pope and the award he gave? Barbara, what was that? We talked about the Pope yesterday. Hey, Rodney, you watched one game this year. I didn't watch any. I watched zero. I haven't seen a sporting event since Kaepernick took a knee. I cut off all sports, basically. You saw a Dallas game. You must have gone to Dallas then for a visit? No NFL here? Nope. Still not watching NFL. Hey, Phyllis. Nope. I said I wasn't going to watch it, and I'm not watching it. Wow, that's a switch from Rubio. I know. I was surprised Rubio said it. I think Rubio quietly said it while all this stuff was going on. Only 30 days till Daytona 500. Yippee, Marlene says. I'll watch the Patriots. That's it. Richard said, I haven't seen so many cowboys on their knees since Brokeback Mountain. Rodney said. Marco Rubio sounded very sensible last night on Fox. That's great. A great Saint Award for abortion supporter? Huh. What will Bannon say to Mueller? John asks. I mean, that's hard to say. He will probably, I would think, uh, go under executive privilege for a lot of things and just invoke that. But I have no idea what he's going to say. I don't think he has all that much to say. I mean, if he was the leaker, what are you going to talk about? The only thing I watched was one on Ohio State game last year. I like to see them beat Michigan. I don't even watch college football anymore. No NFL, but can't bring myself to burn my Colts gear. Go for it, Marnie. Just burn it. Rubio is the only one who's read the immigration reform bill. Probably. Rodney, probably. Go Buckeyes, Spencer said. No Super Bowl? Nope. Not watching it. I still don't trust Rubio for president of the United States. I don't either, Patricia. Of course, it's written in Spanish. There you go. That's probably why he reads it. Bannon will probably ask Mueller for a job. Maybe Bannon's working. Hey, I'll start spreading the rumor that Bannon is working for Mueller. We can have that go around the internet. Some, conspiracy theory. I've seen enough conspiracy theories lately. I can't stand these conspiracy theories. Really, stop it with the conspiracy theories. Okay. Sean Hannity said that the Fusion GPS is still investigating alleged ties between the president and Russia. Just burn it, I know. Exactly. Phyllis is saying just burn it, Marnie. Just go and burn it. If you like to break it. I have a secret about Bannon, seriously. Okay. Tell me the secret about Bannon, Rodney. Rodney Lee Conover is going to tell us a secret about Bannon. On Friday, it's the annual March for Life in Washington, D.C. Lindsey Graham was supposed to say he didn't hear anything. Yeah. Lindsey Graham forgot that he called Mexico hellholes. He forgot that. And Lindsey Graham is coming out and telling the DACA people, don't worry, we're not going to forget you. We're going to get this done. Do you think the DHS will arrest the sanctuary state politicians? I think they're probably going to go after mayors and governors first. Patricia, if anything, they're looking into it right now to see if it's legal to do so. They're going to have to bring charges first, and you heard him yesterday talking about whether or not it's legal to do so. Rodney, you disappeared. Graham is another turncoat. Graham was never not a turncoat. Graham, remember when I would call McCain and Graham the Bobbsey twins? They still are. Don't believe Trump said it. No, it was the secretary of the DHS who said it. And it did come out in the news that Trump's DOJ was looking into it, which is true, according to the DHS. I did the wave in Hoosier Dome when there was no one there. All right, Marnie. We'll give you a pass on that one. I personally would take it out and burn it, but okay. I hope it's legal to prosecute. I do too, Patricia. Round these people up. Start with California. I'll help you. Take those people first in this sanctuary state that nobody wanted. Nobody was even asked. Isn't that insane? I'm not surprised about Fusion because the witch hunt is still going on and they're going to keep hunting as long as they can. They are, Monique. It's never going to stop. And the only question now is who's paying for it. Lindsey Graham does suck. My favorite Asian restaurant is now offering Fusion GPS. Now it's delish. Rodney, are you going to give us a breaking or do I have to call you? They must have dirt on him, Gramnesty man. Yep. I don't care if Trump said it. I have used that very term. Yeah, well, Tom, everybody's used that term. I mean, President Trump said he didn't say that word. And even if he did say that word, he wasn't talking about the people. He was talking about the place. And if you go there and it's dirty and it's nasty and there's trash and disease, some people, that's what they call it. It was supposed to be only the one dim who heard it, but Graham messed it up. Rodney, I'll call you then. I'll call you right after the show. So yeah, keep your eyes on everybody. You know, there's a lot going on. Stay warm, Floridians. 32 here tonight. Freezing as far south as Tampa. Thank you, Marlene. Lock the politicians who aid and abet illegal aliens. Absolutely. Anybody who's breaking the law and breaking federal immigration law needs to be charged, needs to be prosecuted, needs to go to jail. If he didn't use those words, he should have. Spencer, it's like for me, it's not a big deal. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Thank you for retweeting this. Thank you for sharing this. If you want to see God's views on political news, it is on SusanKnowles.com. Thank you, Lee. The video and audio both are there. We had a really good show yesterday. DACA protesters getting arrested. Good. All right, see you guys tomorrow. God bless you. Talk soon. Take care. Thank you, Facebook Live. See you tomorrow. Everybody on YouTube, thanks so much. God bless you. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here.